Hi, I'm Katie Brown, and welcome to part 2 of Understanding Subconscious Belief Systems. Here's subconscious belief number 3. Subconscious belief system number 3. I can achieve without discomfort. You may be familiar with the saying, there's no such thing as free lunch. It's one of the first things that you learn when you study economics. And it means that there's always a cost associated with an outcome. That is, that in order to achieve anything special, a person must accept a certain amount of trade-offs. For instance, if you want to achieve your dream ATAR, you have to understand that you'll probably be spending more time studying than playing video games. Let's do this. The key to achieving anything substantial in life is to continually accept that anything worth doing requires you to step out of your comfort zone. And more importantly, to accept that there will be a degree of discomfort when taking steps towards your goals. Most people, however, engage in task avoidance because they equate the feeling of the task being intolerable rather than being uncomfortable. That is, you subconsciously inflate the difficulty of a task to a degree that causes you to procrastinate or stop doing it altogether. Recognize that this is your rebel self playing mental tricks on you and acknowledge it. Similarly, the flip side of this thinking is the no pain, no gain mentality. This is a version of the all or nothing way of thinking that we've covered earlier. And it's not the right approach to use when trying to build self-discipline or take steps towards doing a task. The trick is to learn to accept, and tolerate periods of discomfort without mentally inflating the pain of the task. Without periods of discomfort, you won't be able to accomplish the things that you're capable of. And when you become aware of what you're subconsciously telling yourself, you can consciously challenge your self-talk and replace it with statements that support self-discipline. Power tool number 3. Affirmations. So we've covered the importance of using self-talk and visualizations to enhance self-discipline. It's now time to take that next step, to create physical triggers that enforce greater self-discipline. These triggers are handwritten affirmations to create easily accessible self-motivational reminders. The reason these affirmations work is because the written word has a certain power over our minds. When we write self-messages down, we're reading them as we're writing them. So it's like creating a double hit for positive psychological support of our actions. And here's how you do it. Start by identifying the goal that you want to work towards. Then transform this goal into a simple, short sentence. Using your name, write your affirmation in first person, second person, and third person perspectives. So for instance, I, Katie Brown, enjoy writing study notes for this week's school lessons. You, Katie Brown, enjoy writing study notes for this week's school lessons. Katie Brown enjoys writing study notes for this week's school lessons. Keep all of your sentences in the present tense and try and keep them as specific as possible. Incorporate a positive tone and try and capture an action. Once you're finished, write out a few copies and put them where you'll see them regularly. Your mirror, your nightstand, and your desk are great places to start. Subconscious belief system number 4. I can't change. One of the most prominent beliefs many people hold to be true is that they can't change.
I'm lazy, it's just who I am.
These are the sorts of common thoughts that run through people's minds whenever they're presented with the opportunity to change. The reality, of course, is extremely different, and contrary to popular belief, everyone can change. However, the desire to change for the better has to come from within. That is, the person has to want to change both consciously and subconsciously. So what does changing mean anyway? In a nutshell, it's about the choices we repeatedly make over a period of time. Choice is what links our current behaviour to our past decisions, influences, and experiences. We are only chained to our past so long as we choose to be. Allowing our yesterdays to determine what will happen today is all a matter of choice. The part of you that doesn't want to change tries to get you to believe that the past is a steep trap. By replacing negative self-talk with positive self-talk and using the visualization exercises, you'll find yourself reshifting and recreating a new mindset. Power tool number 4, relaxation. As we've learnt so far, task avoidance and procrastination is driven by subconscious fear. This fear creates stress, which leads to anxiety, resulting in decreased motivation, which leads to procrastination. Any process that helps decrease our tension and anxiety automatically boosts our self-discipline. A powerful tool that will help us achieve this very thing is situational relaxation. So what is situational relaxation? It's the tool that you use to identify specifically what poisons, roadblocks, and self-defeating beliefs your rebel self may be using against you to pinpoint the inner conflict. Once identified, you can deal with the part of you that doesn't want to do what it needs to do to achieve a goal. So when the inner conflict relaxes, the roadblocks will shrink, allowing you to exercise your desired behavior. The process for engaging situational relaxation begins with asking yourself,
Why do I want to watch TV instead of doing my homework? Why? Why do I think that assignment for legal studies is so stressful? Why am I responding this way? Why?
Of course, your questions will vary, but the premise is the same. To ask why questions, to pinpoint our psychological resistance. And these questions will help you realize the real reasons for your task avoidance behavior. And the real reasons will inevitably be related to the roadblocks and the poisons that we've talked about earlier. So here's how to engage in situational relaxation.
1. Start with a few deep breaths. Slow your breathing and repeat, I am relaxed to yourself. 2. Whilst breathing slowly, commence tightening and loosening your muscles from your head down to your body, down to your toes. Tighten then loosen your shoulders, arms, back, legs, stomach, etc. 3. Once you're breathing slowly and are now in a relaxed state, start asking yourself why you're avoiding the task and engaging in procrastination. Really pay attention to what your self-talk is telling you. Ask confronting why questions and then respond to these answers with your own positive, reinforced messages of action. Engage in specifying an immediate reward upon completion of the task. 4. Now start taking a small action step toward the task at hand. Remind yourself of your reward and engage in positive self-talk. Utilize visualization and see yourself actually doing the task.
It's also interesting to know that situational relaxation works not only to support positive actions, but also to stop negative actions such as smoking, drinking, or overeating. Subconscious belief system number 5. Something terrible will happen. In any activity that pushes us past our comfort zone, the psychological effect that this has on us can result in increase in anxiety. Our instincts of self-preservation will kick in, and your subconscious sends you warning signs to get you out of harm's way. This is of course really useful when you're running away from predators or something. However, it's not as relevant when you're trying to complete your next assignment. Interestingly, due to the way our brain works, it can't actually make that distinction. And what you find ends up happening is that your subconscious will send you messages and reasons why you should not pursue your goal. It will in fact pick out the worst case scenario and hound you with it.
What? You're giving a speech in class. Oh, you're going to forget all the words. You're going to be a laughing stock. You're going to embarrass the both of us.
And so it goes until you are immobilized by the threat of a disaster. Now consider this. Every time you take a step towards a goal, you're taking a risk. So to spare you of the possibility of a catastrophe, your inner voice overemphasizes the dangers of this risk. Unfortunately, if you're constantly listening to this overcautious voice, it will drain you of the enthusiasm of actually getting the work done. And if every time you take a step towards your goal and you can feel the anxiousness, try to identify what you're telling yourself about the goal. You might find that something terrible will happen might be an action. Don't let your rebel self use mental danger signs against you. Challenge your fears with your intellect. If you constantly listen to your rational inner voice, your emotional inner voice will lose its power over you. Then you can move along with fewer roadblocks along the way. We've covered so much in part 1 and 2, and I hope it's really given you some new perspectives about the subconscious belief systems when it comes to achieving your goal. And hopefully you'll be able to use the 4 really powerful tools to achieve long-lasting self-discipline. And in the final video of this procrastination module, we're going to bring everything together. So thanks for watching. I'm Katie Brown, and I'll see you in the next video.